August 13, 2022. The Dragon in the Garden. I believe it's hopeless or nearly hopeless for many species populations in the wild, including civilization, if not the human species. I can't entirely agree with your assessment, end capitalism, save the planet. It's impossible to end growth economics soon enough, whether capitalism, socialism or the new communism, Marxism. And not to be offensive or obnoxious, I think you're being too narrow, dogmatic. And I would love to be wrong. But the new climate change is a wicked problem, and there are no known easy, linear fixes for wicked problems. Philosophers have pointed out that part of our problem, the Anthropocene, and our language helps set us up to kill our planet. We don't have biocentric languages and cultures to reinforce honoring nature. We chose anthropocentrism, and then it consumed us to reproduce itself at the cost of life on this planet. Our growing human population insists on spreading out, destroying other species' habitats. We destroy because of biological growth and ideologies, religious, economic, and more. So we must encroach. I think today's migration issues serve this idea well enough to make my point. I recognized the power of human growth 65 years ago in Southern California. I watched nearby habitats destroyed for strip malls housing snake oil and trinket stores. So we've already condemned many species populations. A species population consists of a viable population capable of reproducing itself in the wild for 10,000 years. We need them, they do not need us, in short. We, yes, capitalism too, destroy rainforests for palm oil. Look at the attack on the Amazon by the government. This process recreates itself daily. With CO2, it's hopeless. CO2 remains in the pipeline for 20 to 30 years. Some stays for over 1,000 years in the atmosphere. Then there's methane. How can we hope to educate and reform over 7 to 8 billion people? Ideally, we should never have passed 2 to 3 billion, in my opinion. Instead of recognizing the power of exponential growth, we create mythical pasts generation by generation. I recognize humanity's right to exist with biodiversity for 10,000 years. But it appears too late. We can't even get the US Republican Party to look up for crying out loud. We can't stop this damn machine-driven wicked problem because it's inherent in our worldview, our understanding of our connection to other species, and the breadth and depth of our and their habitat. There's a need to kill this machine, not capitalism alone. I'm not condemning free enterprise. I'm condemning capitalism for the sake of recreating more capital beyond the control of communities and by origins. Finance capital is the most horrifying from an ecologically centered perspective, in my opinion. We created a dragon, to use a metaphor. Oddly, like capitalism, it must grow off the blood of wild nature to produce and reproduce itself, zombie-like. I'm saying that the Anthropocene came with human-centered baggage, personality cults, growth economics, and the anthropocentric ego. Even if you could conjure up a religion driven by biocentrism, we've passed the point of no return. I'll post this on my Eddie Evans YouTube channel to remind me of where I was at today. Cheers.